Welcome to ReaperCore Games Network, the joint channel between myself and Killer. Killer won't be participating in this particular video, but he personally requested I make this as a follow-up to the video I uploaded to my personal channel that basically detailed a whole bunch of things, including the reason why I left Taekwondo, my plans for the future in terms of martial arts, and primarily, which is the reason why I'm making this video, are hardware and software. So, at this stage in the game, we have our custom PC. So, in the tower, single tower for the two of us, we are in the middle of virtualizing it, using a single CPU to run two gaming PCs out of it. The PC in general, the processing unit in general, the central processing unit, is an octa-core CPU, which is capable of virtualization, and between the two of us is capable of providing an additional 3 virtual cores each, which means we each get 7 cores. So that's 4 physical cores and then 3 virtual cores. We have 66 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM, so that's 33 gigabytes each once we're done with the virtualization. We have 2 terabyte SSDs, or solid state drives, and again, 1 each once we're done with virtualization. 2 hard disk drives with 10 terabytes each, and we also have a set of 3 NVIDIA GTX 1080 Ti's, GeForce to be precise, and they are 2 of which are going to be used for actual graphics processing, and 1 of which is actually going to supplement our central processing unit. And that's it in terms of the parts for sheer processing capabilities. We got the 2 terabyte SSDs, 10 terabyte SSDs, the processors, the graphics units, and the RAM. In terms of cooling, we have a water cooler for our CPU. We have a Cooler Master case, which is custom designed to take in as much air as possible. We have 2 intake fans, and we have 1 exhaust fan that has a red LED light on it, which was also made by Cooler Master. Our motherboard is a modular motherboard, which still has room for more RAM, and will actually allow us to upgrade later on to slightly superior parts. At this stage in the game, there is literally only 1 graphics processing unit more powerful than the ones we have now, and they literally came onto the market 2 days after we came home with our custom tower. Speaking of which, and this is not a sponsor, maybe one day, years later, but we actually got our PC custom built at PLE Computers in Cockburn, or Coburn, I'm not entirely sure how it's meant to be pronounced, Cockburne. Alright, Coburn. Killer's in the lounge room. I'm not sure if you could hear him or not, but yeah. Now, also our RAM actually has specially designed aluminum, or aluminium, depending on which nation you're in, is how you pronounce it, and some blue LED lights that actually assist in the cooling process of the RAM. Other than that, I can't really think if we've actually got anything else that actually assists with the cooling system with our computer. We've yet to actually shut this thing off. We've let it hibernate, but we've had it for approaching on a week now. It hasn't shut off once. It's crashed a couple of times, but that's only because we've been putting immense stress on it and trying to make it do things that it's not meant to do. And this thing has never come close to being hot or making any noise. So at this stage, I'm pretty satisfied with the cooling system. Now, we are using NRAND, or no, not NRAND, Unraid, for the virtualization, which is giving us a nightmare. But I've reached out to certain people. Hopefully they can help us by giving us like step-by-step processes how to actually do this virtualization. I'm also tempted in actually emailing Linus, who we actually built this build after. See if he can shed some light, or at least his team. But basically, once we can figure out how to use Unraid, we are going to virtualize this PC, which means this absolute beast is going to be cut in half, 2 gaming PCs out of the 1 CPU. And software. We are running this thing on Windows 10. We've installed Microsoft Office. We've installed the Windows Essential Pack from 2012. So that includes Word, Excel, OneNote, PowerPoint, Movie Maker, other things, although I'm not entirely sure. We have got a business edition of the entire Adobe Creative Suite as down the line. If we get to the point where we can hire certain people, we can actually dole out the same package of Adobe to our future employees. We have TunnelBear. We also have Tor, because we don't want people seeing absolutely everything we browse on the internet, and we highly recommend you get these programs as well. We've actually run into certain issues when using TunnelBear, but they are acceptable. Certain games won't allow you to actually access their servers when using TunnelBear, and also for some reason OBS won't work using TunnelBear, but yeah. Speaking of which, OBS works now? That was a glitch? Alright, never mind about OBS. But speaking of which, we actually have OBS installed in this computer, which we're using to stream live to Twitch. We're also considering, once we can get a hang around OBS, getting like a recording cache of our live streams so we can take highlights and upload those to YouTube. Now, oops, I forgot something in hardware. Our peripherals. Okay, I am using a Logitech keyboard and mouse, wireless Bluetooth connected to a single USB jack, and I am using the Logitech ProStream webcam for what you're currently seeing, which is this ugly fat face. And I am also using a A50 PlayStation Edition headset for audio and a microphone recording. Killer, who wants to remain anonymous, more or less the same setup, except he's got a RGB wide keyboard and an RGB wide mouse, made by, who was it again, Razer something? Yeah, made by Razer. And also, he does not have the webcam as I do. Our monitors, they are made by Samsung. They are Ultra HD. They have no speakers because they're purely designed for image fidelity, and we fully intend to have all our audio come through our headsets. They are curved, which means they will be excellent at 3D should we go into that. And also, they are energy efficient. Go save the environment. For now, we have to live on this dreadful planet that is full of politicians. Now, I've covered software, I've covered the hardware of the actual main computer. Now, this is what else we have, but we are going to upgrade, and one of the upgrades is coming almost immediately. Underneath the table, which we have placed both terminals to this tower, we have currently a whiteboard that is held up by 2 milk crates, but we are going to put a actual coffee table underneath the main table momentarily. On this whiteboard, which is soon to be replaced with a coffee table, is a PlayStation 4 500 megabyte hard drive edition. We have a Xbox One, and we have a PlayStation 3. In the coming days, instead of the 4th quarter, like I said on my YouTube channel, certain things have changed since that pre-recording. We are actually going to upgrade that PS4 to a PlayStation Pro, or as I like to call it, and refuse to call it Pro except for in this one instance, the PlayStation Neo, the original name, which in my opinion was vastly superior. At the end of this year, in the 4th quarter, when it finally releases, as we have placed a pre-order, we are going to upgrade that Xbox One to a Scorpio. Unfortunately, backwards compatibility with PlayStation has not been a thing since the very first edition of the PlayStation 3. So, for the PlayStation 3 games that we wish to collect trophies on and or stream to Twitch, we are keeping that PlayStation 3. We have wiped it, we have updated it to the latest OS that the PlayStation 3 is compatible with, and we have both set up our own PlayStation accounts. We are going to get an Elgato, what was it? An Elgato HC60 Pro times 2. so that way we can both stream from our separate consoles at the same time when we finally get the virtualization of this PC set up, which is driving a nail into both of our brains. Now, we're going to upgrade to the Scorpio and the PlayStation Pro. The reason why is the Pro is just an incremental upgrade from the PS4. Therefore, all PS4 games will work on the PlayStation 4 to upscaled 4K. And also, this Scorpio is nothing more than an upscaled Xbox One S, which is an upscaled version of the Xbox One. And this thing is a tank. We have looked at the specs from when they have been shown online, and this thing can run in native 4K, and it can also up-res pre-existing games to native 4K. Excuse me. It's been a long day, and I've got a little bit of indigestion. Now, our plan is to get the two of the Elgato HD60 Pros and have basically wire these consoles to our PCs. That way we circumvent the need for any emulators. We will not be using any Nintendo. That is just not something we are interested in, and furthermore, they are worse than any other company when it comes to their copyright. You so much as upload a video of Jumpman, like the original Jumpman and Donkey Kong, I swear to God you could probably be sued by Nintendo for upcoming content which is a legacy of the Super Mario Brothers that we haven't even heard of but aren't even fucking interested in because it's always the same game anyway. Now, we are going to also have these set up for when we simply just want to game for ourselves. For when we do this, we are going to have a 3 input to 2 output HDMI splitter, which will be directly into our personal PC monitors. We're also going to have to sort out audio in the process. That is going to be a long process, especially for the PlayStation 3, if that's in particular what we're going to play, because the PlayStation 3 is not compatible with our particular headsets. But it is something we'll work around, even if we have to get some small speakers for the PlayStation 3 and place them either side of the monitors. Now, in terms of hardware to do with the consoles, we have 2 DualShock 4 controllers for the PS4, which may or may not be upgraded when we get the Pro. We'll see what's on the market. We have third-party Pro Edition controllers for the PS3, 1 each, and at this stage we only have the 1 controller for the Xbox One, and it's actually a Pro Elite controller, which we're just going to get another one of later on. Other than that, I'm pretty sure I've covered all hardware and hardware plans. We have the PC, we're going to upgrade the Xbox One to a Scorpio, we're going to upgrade the PlayStation 4 to a Pro, and I keep calling it a Pro, it is a goddamn Neo. Now, future plans in terms of software. Once we set up the virtualization, we're actually going to have to re-download Windows 10, which is going to be a bitch, because I think that means we're going to actually have to buy another service pack of it. We won't? Hallelujah. Alright, I'm not sure if you can hear Killer in the lounge room, but he is correcting me on certain things. Now, in terms of our plans for our channels and the network as a whole, I plan to stream on Twitch. What was our agreed upon days until we've actually got the virtualization set up? Alright, so Killer is every first day, whereas I'm every second day in terms of weekdays, and we both take Sunday off as a break. Now, you'll get a notification when we go live. Until we get the actual virtualization set up, that means there won't be any collaboration streams, which means for now you don't have to worry about using multi-channel links. But once we get the virtualization set up, it will be the same as the photo we actually uploaded to the ReaperCore Games Network Facebook page, which shows you our original intended stream schedule, and we'll be sticking to that, as well as our uploads. Now, Killer plans to simply be gameplay for this point forward. TLDR for the real world, this is not something you really need to know, but it's something that we're going to put out there anyway, just so you can get an idea of our IRL regimen. As of the end of next month, I'm going to be buying a full 12-month gym membership. I'm the pleb in this arrangement. Killer is already set in terms of his finances, whereas I literally live paycheck to paycheck, and I've been saving up for a while. But the point is, I'm going to buy a full 12-month gym membership. Killer's been holding off until I've had the money before he buys his own, and we're going to start working out fairly regularly at a gym. We have a personal trainer, and we are so psyched that he actually watched my first upload to my video, and we also suspect he may have subscribed to my channel. We know at least he did comment. We immediately proceeded to follow his YouTube channel that at that point we did not know existed. But we have a personal trainer who is separate to this gym arrangement. He has also a companion who, alongside him, is going to assist us in training in martial arts. These martial arts include Krav Maga, Brazilian Capoeira, and Ninjutsu. So, a big step up from just learning ITF in a militant form, at least for me. This is also Killer's first lessons in martial arts. So, I'm sorry. This is going to hurt. But yes, we are looking to start a awesome training regimen very immediately, and for some reason my screen's gone off. Hang on, there we go. So, in terms of hardware, we are looking to basically have the 3 major consoles which we want to stream from. We are going to use Elgato's, we are going to use his Kick-Ass PC, and we are going to find a way, even if it takes the sacrifice of a god, to virtualize this thing so we can actually independently work on 2 computers at the same time. We are going to start tinkering around with Adobe After Effects so we can make slightly better quality than what we're making now with just Windows Movie Maker. For now, Windows Movie Maker will do because this is something I know how to use. At this stage, whether or not it is the case when this video uploads, I don't know if it will be the case when this uploads, but Killer has not uploaded anything personally except for his legacy videos. Stay tuned, he will upload shortly. Our Facebook page is growing ever so slowly. We, in the last 2 weeks, have gathered 11 likes, which in a few years is going to look like something that's not even worth mentioning and will be laughable. In the first video that I uploaded, I actually went up about 6 subscribers, so I'm quite happy about that. We are going to set up a ReaperCore Twitter account, which is going to be for this very particular YouTube channel. So whenever this channel uploads, which is going to be our collaboration videos, that Twitter will tweet out. There is also my Twitter, and there is Killer's Twitter for the pre-existing YouTube channels which are collaborating into this channel. There is our Twitch accounts, which are also going to be linked into the description. Please give us a follow, download the Twitch app, and get a notification when we go live. At this stage, it is a very complicated process of switching between 2 separate settings on OBS and putting in our separate stream keys every time we want to stream because we haven't figured out the virtualization. Therefore, we're still technically doing this from the one PC. At this stage, this video is 19 minutes long, and I'm not sure if I'm rambling or if I'm actually all covering decent points. So at this point forward, I am going to end this video with a simple request that you follow any miscellaneous channels or social media that you're not currently following. Stay tuned, and welcome to the ReaperCore Games Network, and we hope this is the beginning of a glorious future together. Goodbye.